And you're watching SQL Bootcamp for Data Professional. And as part of this video, we will be explaining JSON data parsing using SQL. So as you might be a data analyst, data engineer, or someone who is closely working with data, so you might be knowing the JSON format is predominantly used in many places, and it is very crucial or critical to understand how do we parse the JSON data. So without parsing, you cannot kind of process that data, right? So JSON can be a like a flat JSON, or it might be having a nested structure of the JSON. So, but then how do we process such kind of data? How do you flatten that data into a columnar format? So using a SQL. So that is what we will be discussing in this particular video. So before proceeding, if you're new to this channel, we would recommend you to please subscribe and also press bell button for instant notifications. So let's get started. So directly we will jump to the practicals of it so that we will understand it much better. How do we parse the JSON data, and what are the JSON functions that is provided by SQL, and how do we perform that operations, right? So let's suppose there is a user table here, and this user table, you can see there is a JSON structure, right? So this is how the JSON structure looks like, and if we want to see that in the JSON format, so you can easily understand it. So ID, name, and phone number. Basically, these three are actually in the first level of the JSON, that is key value pair. But if you talk about the address, it is having a nested JSON. That means it is a nested format, because within address, the value is again a JSON, and so each there is a street and city value inside that. So this is a typical JSON, how that it might look like, and it is already stored in one of the column in the table. So in that case, like using SQL, so we are using a SQL database here. So we will understand how can we kind of parse it, and what are the functions to particularly parse that kind of JSON, right? Yeah. So basically, if you see what exactly we are doing a select JSON value and details. So details was a column name from the users table. So you are selecting from users, and inside JSON value, you are giving that particular column which is holding the JSON data. And then, so this is like which column you want to kind of a parse, and from that column, what exactly which key you want to get, right? So you want to get a name key, you want to get a address dot city. That means you want to go one more level deep in the address, because address was it was a nested JSON, right? So inside address you want to go to city, right? And then you are calling it as a city, right? And then you are having a phone number, and which index of the phone number you want to refer is like phone number that is 0, index of 0, right? So if you really see, select star from this user, so what was that, right? Let us show you again that, so that you can, right? So if you can see here, like what exactly we are saying, phone number, that is phone number of 0. That means inside phone numbers there is a list actually. Okay, this is a list, and this list can be it's like a list or array, you can consider, that can be processed using 0. So if you don't specify anything, so then basically it will give null, because it is having the values, right? So it is having a list of values. Either you need to specify 0 or 1, right? So if you specify 1, what might happen is, for 1 you will get the phone number, for other you will not get, because so here you have 97, right? This is 0 and 1, starts with 0 and 1. So you need to specify which index you want to process, right? And even now we will try to see what exactly the city address, right? So you want to give the address, you want to get the entire address. Okay, so let's see if this works, right? So as you can see, this is not working, because you need to specify inside address, like you have inside address what you want actually, whether you want street, whether you want to city. If you want to street, you can give street here, right? So this exactly works, you are getting a street value. Okay, so similarly address dot city you can give, and you can utilize that. So this is how you can parse the JSON using the SQL. And if you go back to the slides, if you are using any other databases like PostgreSQL, so in PostgreSQL you can use something like there is a dash and then angular brackets and dash then double angular brackets, and or you can use so this particular function. So right, so like you can try it out in PostgreSQL SQL. So only the syntactically things will change, but the conceptually it is same, right? So you want to try it out in PostgreSQL if you are using PostgreSQL. Okay, and this is a syntax: select JSON data, and then you specify what exactly you want to, the key you need to specify, right? Because JSON works always with a key value pair. Okay, and here you want to get only the JSON data where the key is city and the value is New York. So similarly, if you are using SQL Server, we discussed this, we can use something like this. Okay, so if we talk about Oracle version 12C plus, whatever version you'll be using, so it supports JSON functions starting from 12C, and something like you can use syntax like this, where JSON underscore value is a function and you give the details name and you give dollar dot name within single quotes to access the values. Similarly for other values as well, and here you just need to give the index. So here dollar dot the value is important, and here in the you need to specify which column you want to parse. Okay, so syntactically a little bit things changes as you observed, so but the conceptually the thing is same, and uh, as we have shown in the SQL MySQL database, you can try it for any other databases of your choice. So hope this was useful. Thanks for watching.